Hey everybody, how we doing? Hey Mary, hey Nate, hey Pepper Pepper, how you doing? Let's see. Hey Mouse Pepper, how you doing? So, how's everybody's 4th of July weekend going? I got a good story for you guys, but let's get a couple people in here real quick. Guys, if you haven't already, or if you're just starting to watch, smash that like button, please. Really helps the algorithm. Helps punch economy in the face. And I got a really good story for you. It wasn't good at the time, but it all worked out in the end. So, Mary, you got 2 rainy nights. Oh wow. Oh, I'm sorry. We got rain 2 nights ago. Yeah, we just had a thunderstorm roll through this morning, so we're gonna get into that. So, how's everybody weekend? What are you guys doing? You guys got something special going for Monday? So, hey Carlo, how you doing? Nate says on the warm side. Yeah, today was like 85, 86 degrees, and very humid. So, let's see here. So, how's everybody's weekend going? We got showing 9 people. Let's wait and see if we can get a couple more. If you guys haven't already, please smash the like button as you're coming in. If you guys are on Twitter, you can follow me on This is MP1 at Twitter. Let's see. Hope everybody's having a great 4th of July weekend. Hey Angie, how you doing? So, yeah, I've got a very interesting story to tell you guys. I wasn't expecting the trouble I had to go through, but it all worked out. So, but I don't want to spoil it. I want to be able to tell you right from the beginning. Hey Saul, how you doing? So, all right. How you doing, Angie? Dan, 5x5. Thank you, Dan. So, yeah, we're jumped up to 18. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Um, yep, Zoe, she's looking at you guys. She's trying to figure out, why you guys haven't smashed that like button yet. Zoe, do you know? I don't know. Smash the like button, especially for Zoe. If you don't want to do it for me, at least do it for Zoe. So it helps. YouTube doesn't like pushing our notifications out, so please smash that like button. It really helps the algorithm. YouTube, you search in NORTHERNPREPPER1, and it's like it's as if I'm not even there. Hey Todd and Dogs, how you doing, buddy? So Zoe, you got Nate says hello, and let's see here. Hey Angry Homesteader, I know you're busy, so I appreciate you being here and listening. Yes, smash the like button. Give her 2 thumbs up. So, all right, guys. So we're gonna jump into it here in a minute. We're up to 19. How many likes are we up to right now? Let's see here. Let's see. Pull up the tablet here. We're up to 18. Sweet, guys. That's awesome. Thank you. Appreciate that. So let's dive right into it. So, hey, 501st. How's it going? So, 2 days ago, I had to fly out. Thanks, Pepper Prepper. So 2 days I had to fly out, and actually 3 days ago now. 3 days. So I flew out. I drove into Pittsburgh. I was supposed to be flying into TF Green in Rhode Island, and I was going to be driving from there, getting Uber and Lyft. So what ended up happening was I drove to Pittsburgh. I knew I had to get there early. I got there, I don't know, probably right around 4 o'clock, and my flight was supposed to be leaving at 6, right? So that was the initial time I was supposed to be leaving. Well, I ended up getting through security up to where the TSA is at, and it was about 4:30 at that point. So I'm like, all right, I've got some time. And what ended up happening was, unfortunately, I should have done the TSA pre-check, but I didn't. I was like, you know what? I bought the tickets months in advance, so I got a pretty sweet deal. Compared to, I looked up the price the day I was going, it was like $310 a ticket, which is insane. So I'm glad I paid I paid less than $100 a ticket. So anyways, I went to the airport and I got through TSA. I got up to the point where they gave me the machine. I went through it, and I'm telling you guys, every time I go through the machine, they have the footprints where you're supposed to be stepping, and exactly the same form that they want you to do. And every time I go through it, they pull me. Every time. It's like clockwork. I don't know why. I don't know if it's because if it's a one-way ticket or if it was a round-trip ticket, like what triggers it, I'm not sure. So anyways, I go through the machine and a guy tells me, he's like, hey, you need to step aside. And now, guys, on this particular flight, I wasn't carrying any luggage except for my camera that I took with me. And I was going to try to record it, but in that area, you really can't. But I wanted to show what I was going through, and I think a lot of millions of Americans deal with this. So hang on one second, guys. I'm sorry. So anyways, I get pulled aside, and they're like, we need to do some checks. And I said, and they're like, well, we can go in a different room or we can do it right here. And I'm like, look, I was like, if you're going to grope me, just do it in public. Like, it's ridiculous. I literally had nothing on me. I didn't even bring a belt because I knew I had to go through security checkpoint. It's a pain in the neck. The shoes or the boots, I had boots on at the time. It's not a big deal. I can throw those on. But I was trying to make this as seamless as possible. And no matter what, they always end up pulling me. And, I can understand from a security side, one-way trip. Yeah, maybe. I mean, that's kind of suspicious. Not having luggage. I didn't need luggage, and I didn't want to pay any extra for it. So I just, I traveled light. So, and what they ended up doing was they did the traditional pat down and all that. And, I wasn't happy about it. And I made a joke, which probably wasn't a good idea. I said, it's only gay if it's TSA. Probably not the best thing to say, but I was, very flustered because I'm trying to get to my flight, and I got there early, and I was just frustrated because it's like every single time. This is why I don't fly. I'd rather just drive. But with the fuel cost, I ended up paying like $91 a ticket, right? So, guys, if you like that joke about the TSA, it's only gay if it's the TSA. Please smash that like button if you haven't already. I know I've asked you guys earlier, but if you're just coming in or if you're just seeing the replay, please smash that like button. So let me finish the story this little bit, and then I'll give you my opinion on everything. Is after they pulled me aside and they ended up checking my hands, and they have you flip, and I asked them, I said, what are you checking for? And they're like, oh, we're looking to see if there's any, residue and stuff like that. Basically they're looking for narcotics. And, it just, to me, our rights are being infringed upon. So basically they're saying you're guilty before you can even get onto the plane. Now, this has been going on for, years and years. And this isn't even the story that I want to tell you about. This is just day one. So stick with me here. If you guys who travel all the time, maybe you deal with this, maybe you don't. I don't know. But I'd prefer to drive, but at, $5-6 a gallon for gas, it just wasn't worth it. So, but that's the advantage of paying ahead of time. I bought these tickets back in April of 2022. So anyways, I end up almost missing my flight because of security. So I pull up to my gate. As soon as I got to my gate, they were like, we're waiting on you. You're the last one. So no, 501st, they didn't spray down my hands, but they did have a machine that was like, I don't know. I thought it was looking for like a chip or something. I thought they were going to say like, "Are you? Do you have the jab?" You know, I was waiting for that one. Carlos says, "I used to live in Rhode Island my whole life, but the last year and a half now I live in Tennessee." Yeah, Tennessee. That's the state. That's the state to go to. A lot of people are going there. Yeah, 501st says it's not random. Well, and here's the other thing, guys, too, is you gotta. Sorry, it's hot out. Sorry, guys. It could be I'm conservative. It could be maybe they know I'm a YouTuber. I don't know. But conservative, check. White, check. Doesn't believe in government, check. He believes in the Constitution, check, check, check. Like it just, like I don't fit the narrative, quote unquote. Like it's ridiculous. But no, they didn't spray down my hands, but they did have that machine. I don't know what the machine was. It's just like this little roller that they check, and But so, anyways, in the midst of me getting from security to my gate, I realized at some point I don't have my license. They never gave it back to me. So I'm like, crap. What am I supposed to do? And I'm literally, oh yeah, bearded. Yep. If I was Muslim, could have pulled it off, but no, I'm joking. And in seriousness, like our rights are being infringed upon. I understand at some point we need security, but there's like the whole after 9/11, the whole American Patriot Act. There's nothing patriotic about that. When you're having to pat down grandma and check her in case, and I understand that, people who are trying to do, bring in drugs and stuff. I know they try to do all this stuff, but it's just, most grandmas are being violated, not actually trying to put, pass drugs by you. And also I just want to make a comment. If the government really cared about narcotics and stuff getting across the border, they would close the freaking border down. Okay. But they make too much money off of it. So they're just going to, they're going to keep going. So anyways, I don't have my license at this point. So I get on my flight, barely. I almost didn't make it. I end up getting on the plane and we fly into TF Green. And from there, I end up calling TSA and seeing if they have my license. I couldn't get a hold of them. So I know, right? Close the freaking border. Exactly. Yeah. They won't do it because they want the money, because not only can they seize the drugs, and I don't know what they do with the drugs. So they resell it to, like what does the government do with the drugs? Supposedly they, discard it, destroy it. But I mean, who knows, but anyways, that was day one. Yeah, they only named it the Patriot Act because after 9/11, who would vote against something with the world? Yeah, exactly. Well, and that's what they spun. That we got to be patriotic, and they used, they definitely used our emotions at the time for sure. This, like I said, I normally don't fly. I'd prefer to drive, but I knew that with traffic and stuff. I know, right? Angry homesteader, discard it. Have you seen Hunter Biden? Oh, I know. It's probably, he probably got hooked up. Who knows? But anyways, so the next time when I'm leaving and come back home, I end up going back to TF Green. Now, of course, I don't have my license, so I couldn't rent a car even if I wanted to. Not to mention there is a shortage. There is a shortage of cars. There's also a shortage of rentals. If you reserve this is I'm going to break an industry secret here. If you reserve a car, it's not yours. It's just a reservation with your name on it saying that, hey, I'm coming here. I hope and pray you have a car. Okay, that's what that really means. It's like winning the lottery. If they have it, you're good. But it's like winning the lottery. It's one of a few. Ever since the pandemic, it's been that way. And I mean, I used to be able to rent cars for $25 a day. maybe 30, 35. It depends on what model you get. Nowadays, the base model, it's like $80 to $100 a day. And if you want a truck or a van or something bigger, it's like 125, 150 a day. Totally absurd. Not Ingraham said, I haven't seen that. I don't think I've seen it. But yeah, I mean, it's I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, remember guys, this is the government that, you don't have to, they tell the truth all the time. You don't have to worry about them. They've got your best interest at heart. Said nobody ever. Especially, I mean, we got Joe Biden in the office. I mean, what could go wrong? I mean, besides Afghanistan, the entire economy, I guess. Okay, you know what? Let's not talk about that. Let's get back into it. So when I get back to TF Green, I got there. My flight was for 6:30 originally. So before I get to TF Green, it was I get a text message saying my flight's been delayed by half an hour. So I'm like, you know what? Let's just roll up at 4:00 so I can get through security, because I wasn't sure how I was going to be able to get through security. And so I end up going to TSA, and they're like, they were like, where's your ID at? And I tell them the situation about what happened in Pittsburgh. So I had to go through the screening again of what I pretty much did the first time around in Pittsburgh. They patted me down. Well, they put me through the machine. It flagged me again. I mean, go figure. So then they had to pull me aside, and they were asking me questions and stuff. And they ended up, they were like, why don't you carry a Social Security card on you? I'm like, why would you carry that? Like, that's not a normal thing to carry. Because I had my license, so I didn't think that I would need additional stuff, So my wallet, I've downsized it. It's one of those, I don't have it on me right now, but it's just those little, it's like the size of a credit card, a little bit bigger. And it holds, 5, 6, 7 of them, comfortably. And it's got some money you can hold on it. I've done a video on it, briefly on it, in one of my videos. So anyways, guys, I thought I wouldn't have an issue. So when I lost my license, I knew I was going to be in trouble. So they ended up getting me through, and I got through fairly quickly, not too bad. It wasn't hard to prove who I was. I had, a bunch of cards on me. They had my name, and they're like, don't you have something, other than your license that we can prove? And I said, look, I just flew a couple days ago. They have it. Hey, Emily, how you doing? So, guys, if you're traveling, even, make sure I thought I had plenty of time to get to my gate. If you guys are flying, definitely give yourself an extra half hour, maybe to even an hour. I got there 2 hours early, basically, to give myself. So give yourself 2.5 hours, just in case. Now, this is 4th of July weekend. So, I understand, Pittsburgh, just parking there was a nightmare. So guys, if you can, try to get there early. And if it is 4th of July weekend, I've never done it before, but this is why I'm telling you my experience of what's going on. Definitely plan and have a backup for your backup. So if you lose, your license or in the best case scenario, if you do get pulled, put your license away right away. Tell them, listen, you're going to need to wait a minute. I need to put this away, because if you lose it, imagine if I went somewhere where I needed it, to get back. I mean, if you go outside the country, obviously you'd have your passport, but I was traveling, just to one state to another. So, but what have you guys dealt with? If you've flown, what have you guys dealt with? Do you always get flagged? What have you guys seen? Because I fly here and there, but not very often at all. So what have you guys done? I'm going to read the comments after, but just tell me what you guys have gone through. So getting back into it, on TF Green, I ended up we got delayed. So we got delayed again. So now it's pushed back to, it's saying 8:00 is the arrival, and we're going to be departing about 8:25, something like that. It's like something like that. And so I'm like, we ended up going to get something to eat. And, after we're done eating, we pay, and we go back to our gate. And I go up and I ask him, I said, what is going on with our flight? I said, is the plane coming? And and guys, it wasn't just my flight that was delayed. It was also 11 total, so 10 others. And I started talking to some other passengers that were going on a different flight, and they were like, what is going on? And I said, look, you got to remember, a lot of pilots were either fired or they, retired or quit because of the jab. So I'm not saying that that's the sole reason why they were late, or that the one flight was actually canceled altogether. So I imagine it's a lot of things like, the price of fuel, they're squeezing in more, customers onto the planes. They're trying to conserve flights and stuff. I understand that. They also do have a shortage of pilots. So that's also contributing. So it's not just one thing. It's a mirage of a bunch of different things. So yeah, infantry. Make sure you arrive early tomorrow, and definitely, hopefully, you fly out real quick, safely. And it was just frustrating. So basically, what happened for me was we kept getting pushed back. So we got pushed back 3 times. And we got delayed again. So the original time was 6:30. We were supposed to be leaving, and we'd be getting into Pittsburgh around 8 o'clock, right? Well, we got a 4th delay, and they said they're coming, but it's just going to be late. Well, by the time the plane finally ended up catching up to us and landing, it had to be refueled, all that good stuff. But it was close to about 9:30. It finally showed up. So we had been there since about 4 o'clock, and so now we're pushing 9:30. And then, so when we get on the plane and we're being taxied out, we're thinking, okay, what's the worst that could go wrong? We've already been waiting all this time. What else could go wrong? Well, we shouldn't have said that. We should not have said that. As we were on the tarmac, there, the pilot came over the intercom and said, yeah, guys, we're going to be sitting tight for a while. They were putting our flight pattern, into the system. So, hey, Loretta, how you doing? So now I'm like really frustrated, but I'm still, I'm calm, but I just want to get home. It's been a long day already. If we had left, we left at 10 o'clock that morning to start heading towards the airport, and, we got lunch somewhere. And so if we had just driven from the time that we left at 10 o'clock, we would have been home before I got home flying. So basically it would have been 10, maybe 11 hours driving instead of flying and getting home so late. But, it is what it is. There were some storms coming around. So there was some weather systems that were affecting the pilots too. So there was that too. So it's just, it was just a long, frustrating day. And so that's why I'm doing a video today and not, during the events. So, let me see here. So anyways, guys, so we finally get the go ahead to get going. That was about a half an hour delay. So we are now leaving TF Green about, I would say it was about 10:15 or 10:30 at this point. I think it was like 10:30 is when we actually got in the air. And whenever I get on an airplane, it's just, for me, I always say a prayer, keep the plane safe, make sure the pilots are doing their job, and that hopefully the mechanics did their job. Like I always say a prayer, just, because you never know, like when you're flying, anything could happen. So I always just say a prayer before we go, and, keep us safe, because I knew that there was storms in Pittsburgh. Now I got to say, this is the first time I've ever had a rough flight. So when we came in to land in Pittsburgh, there was heavy thunderstorms in the area. And this is where it gets real. Like, I've never been scared on a flight until at this point, because what ended up happening was when we were coming in for a landing, we hit some wild turbulence, right? And even my family was like a little spooked on it, because when we came down, the plane is shaking. Like you could feel the wings wanting to, do this little pivot movement. and they're trying to land. But you can hear the landing gear. Now, I've flown enough to know, like, when they hit the brakes, what it should be doing. Well, the wind turbulence was so wild during the storm that we ended up, when we landed, they were trying to go obviously straight. The wind was pushing it kind of crooked, and so we didn't land directly straight. It was crazy. And even my family was, like I said, it was a scary moment because anything could happen. Once you hit the pavement, we're good, but anything could happen at that point in time. So it was a little rough, but the pilots, you could tell they were experienced. There wasn't any sudden movements or jerks. I mean, they did a great landing. But I'll tell you what, we had lightning the entire time when we got, like, pretty much from halfway through to Pittsburgh all the way through. There was weather systems that they were guiding left and right, going around. He even said over the intercom, he said, "Hey, we're going around this weather system. It's going to be a little rough, but everything will be fine." And so definitely, definitely a scary experience, but the pilots did their job. We got home safe and all that, but we weren't out of the weather yet. We ended up, we had to go retrieve my truck. When I got in my truck, that's when it started downpouring. And so we had touch base, and we made it to Pittsburgh and all that. So as soon as I paid for parking, literally, and guys, if you ever need to go to Pittsburgh and do long-term stays, it's only $10 per day, which adds up, but $10 is pretty reasonable compared to some of these other airports. So, guys, definitely plan ahead, and if you guys need to try to buy your tickets ahead of time to save yourself some money. Like I said, I checked the day of, and they were going for $310 a ticket, which is utterly insane. So, but it is what it is. If you guys need to get somewhere fast, I mean, it literally takes me probably 10 to 12 hours to get home, depending on if I drive. So being able to have that ability to just, fly for an hour and a half or less, it is convenient, but it's stressful as hell because, you're going through security and they're trying to rush you, they're trying to get everybody through. Definitely take the time, make sure you guys have your documents. And I had everything planned. Like when I went up to TSA, I had my license out, my wallet was in my pocket, so I knew exactly where everything was. And it was the moment that screwed everything up was the moment that they pulled me aside, because here I am, trying to get to my gate. It just, if I had flew often, I think I would have been fine, but it's just the fact that I don't fly enough to, be used to that kind of high stress. And I just made a simple mistake of misplacing my license. And I don't know if they still had it or if it was my fault. Like I that part, I don't know. But I'm just saying, if you guys are traveling, because of the 4th of July, definitely take the time, So I much prefer to drive, but at the same time, Pennsylvania, you suck at 55 miles an hour for like basically the majority of the 3.5 hours that we're driving through there. From Chambersburg all the way up until Wilkes-Barre. It's ridiculous. Construction. There's 4 seasons in Pennsylvania: winter, construction, and construction. That's it. I mean, that's it. There is no in between. It's just construction and winter. And so not having to drive through PA for 3.5 hours was actually really nice. But by the time I got home, we ended up, I got home probably about 1:30 in the morning, and we were supposed to fly out at 6:30 that day. Had we flown out, it would have been at 6:30. We would have been back by, back in Pittsburgh by 8 and home by, probably 9:30. So it just, it is what it is. But I figured I'd share my experience with you guys. I was very frustrated at the time, and we didn't know. At the time, I thought that we were going to be sleeping at the airport because they kept saying, "Yeah, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming." The first 2 times I was like, okay, whatever, stuff happens. And then the 3rd time I was like, are you kidding me? The 4th time I really thought that we were going to be stuck there. So, but here's the thing, guys, one thing I want to, talk to you guys about is next year, I believe in 2023 is the year everyone has to get the real ID. So if you don't have the real ID, you can't fly. So I don't know. Have you guys? I think some states. Correct me if I'm wrong. This is just my opinion, but let me know if some states, I believe, require it to be a real ID. So I know this year I was able to renew without the real ID. So I don't know. I don't know how that's going to affect me. But so let me know in the live stream or the comments. Let me know what you think. So, but I disagree with everything that the TSA stands for. We need to secure. We need to be able to go on an airplane and feel safe. But I mean, how many Americans over since 9/11 till now and in the future, how our rights have been infringed upon? How many times has TSA actually stopped an incident from happening? There have been more guns confiscated by the TSA from legal gun owners. So it's just I know it's a fine if you forget you have a pistol on you. It's a $14,000 fine plus all the state and local charges that you'll get. So definitely, if you are carrying a firearm, you definitely have to declare it. Definitely, my advice would be if you need to, hey, morning light, if you do need to, be somewhere, is just drive there. You know, um, have everything stored the way it needs to be be able to get there. But that's just my opinion. You guys do what you got to do. But I'm just for me, I would never carry. If it was up to me, I wouldn't carry a firearm on a plane. But that's just me, So because you don't once declare it and they take it, you don't know where it's going. You don't know who's touching it. It's supposed to be not tampered with, but I just I don't trust people. So. Yeah, they need to feel important. They take it to another level. Yeah, well, and actually, one thing I forgot to mention is the lady. Like I said, the lady was like kind of interrogating me in a way, and she wasn't. It was kind of one of those things where she wasn't being rude to the point where I was pissed at her, but she was just kind of like, "Why didn't you have your birth certificate? Or why don't you have your passport? Or why didn't you have this?" And it's like, listen, lady, if I didn't get pulled aside to begin with, I had all my thoughts. I had everything laid out. Like I said, I didn't have a belt. I just took my shoes off, put them in, and I thought I had everything. I had everything organized. I had all my keys, wallet, everything together. And I'm like, listen, shit happens, Like I don't. You think I'd rather leave my license there? No, I'd rather have it, but I didn't have enough time to go back and get it. So unfortunately, because the time from where you are at TSA, you have the tram, like that train that takes you from that area once you pass TSA to the tarmac. So, to your gates. So, but like I said, it's only gay if it's TSA. So it's I don't know. It's ridiculous. For those who flew in the '90s, I mean, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You didn't have to deal with that. Unfortunately, we live in a day and age where that's what happens now. So. What do you guys feel that you don't fly? Let's see. Loretta says, "I'll never fly. My feet were meant to be on the ground." Yeah, it's like I said. I've never had a bad experience on a plane. That last plane that we took, landing in Pittsburgh, just because of the storms. That's the only time I've ever had a rough landing. And the pilots were great. I mean, you could tell they were experienced. They didn't panic. But but if you guys had to be somewhere and the planes aren't moving, what would you do? Because you figure right now most gas prices are between $5 to $6 a gallon. Here in West Virginia, I just filled my truck up, 35 gallons. It took $166, which is insane. Under Trump's policies, I'd rather take the guy with the mean tweets, and it was $1.84 I was paying under his administration and in policies. So I definitely, I'd rather pay $1.84 per gallon. And but for me, I think I think from now on, 4th of July weekends, we're definitely gonna be driving. Unfortunately, but we're just gonna have to, deal with it. So yeah, I know a lot of people feel that way. I'll never fly, or they just, a lot of people are just like, I won't fly, and I get it, and it's just one of those things where I'm like, you know what, let's give it a shot, and I definitely would say if you do have to travel on the 4th of July, try to fly out like the Thursday before, because Thursday it was busy, but it wasn't as busy as Friday and Saturday. So definitely, let's see here. So guys, if you haven't already, please smash the like button. If you guys are on Twitter, you can hit me up on This Is NP1. Go to twitter.com. This is NP1. And if you guys are on Facebook, I know not many of you are, but if you are in fact on Facebook, look me up, NORTHERNPREPPER1. You can see me on there. So if you guys have flown, what experiences have you had? So let's see. Angry Homestead, my daughter works for airline. I haven't flown in many years. Yeah, I don't blame you. Well, and also you got to be careful. Some of these airlines, who they support and stuff like that. So you got to be careful. Delta's pretty bad, and while their tickets aren't tickets compared to Southwest Airlines are usually cheaper, but you got to be careful who you're supporting. So definitely make an informed decision when you guys are ready. And I'll leave that up to you guys. I'm not pushing any airline. That's why I didn't mention the airline that I went on. But definitely check it out. Buy in advance if you can. Dan says it's $485 in Massachusetts. Nice. Yeah, I was actually out near Worcester. I was between Rhode Island, out near Danielson, out that way, Connecticut, and on 395. I was out that way, and I went past Worcester and was hanging out with some friends and stuff like that. So, yeah, gasoline here in West Virginia, like I said, I just paid. It was $4.73, and I was able to get 17 cents off per gallon, and so I was able to fix my truck. My truck took all 35 gallons. Actually, took 36 total. So definitely, yeah. Thanks, Loretta, for being here. But yeah, guys. So definitely, if you're flying, just be aware. Even if you're going through that high stress, just try to make sure you keep all your documents together. So right now I'm in the process of getting my license back. So I'm hoping they either mail it back to me, or I'm going to try to give them a call on Tuesday, and hopefully get someone, see if they can mail it out to me, or if I have to go pick it up, figure out arrangements. Gas is $4.79 in New Mexico. Morning light $4.49. Yeah, our Sam's Club, I believe locally, is $4.59 a gallon right now, and then our Sheets is like four. Was it four? It was four something. Mary says, I hate going on planes. Been way over 20 years. Yeah, I don't blame you. I mean, I feel the same way. I prefer to be, in the driver's seat, because then you can stop whenever you want. You're more in control, and, you don't have to obviously go through security and all that and stuff like that. But it definitely, between all the tickets and stuff, I mean, we paid less than, less than $300 for sure, after tax and all that. And between the driving and stuff back and forth, plus a hotel, because you're having all that driving to do, it gets expensive. So, but yeah, I agree. So, guys, if you're traveling though, especially those who are driving, definitely be safe, be out there. But Karen says, last flight held over in Atlanta. Kid called home to say he was in Atlanta airport. Drive me home because my flight delayed 5 hours. Oh, wow. 2-hour drive home. Kids say I can't, already left airport. Oh, man. Yeah, I know. Well, and they're supposed to, if they can't get to you in a specific time, each, airliner is different, but I would definitely check, if you guys are flying, check to see what their policy is, because if they can't get you where you need to be, they have to either, reimburse you or get you on a different flight. I know they kept saying to me, like, we won't give you a cancellation fee, but if you, pick another ticket, you're going to have to pay that cost. And I'm like, I'm not paying that inflated price. I bought my ticket, you're going to have to fly me with the ticket I gave you. Now, like I said, I mean, it could be, like I said, a possibility of just everything, between the lack of pilots because of, I bet you they're regretting, firing those pilots over the jab now, or those who quit because they didn't want it. So I'd rather have an experienced pilot, you know, in front of that plane piloting it versus a newbie who's, vaccinated. So that's just my opinion. Everyone's welcome to their own opinion, but I want experienced pilots, because, my family's lives are at stake, especially, and all other Americans too, not just my family, but, there's 130 of us on that plane. So definitely, I was praying to make sure we all made it back safely. And the crazy part was too, is, like I said, there's 10 other flights that were delayed. There were passengers on my plane that were going to South Carolina in Charleston. So they had to wait even longer. So it's definitely rough. I know Pittsburgh weather was not pleasant the other night. So, but yeah, guys. So I wanted to tell you guys my story. That's the gist of it. That's everything went down. Just give yourself plenty of time. Definitely make sure you guys know your rights. Definitely, we need to abolish the TSA. We need to revamp security. But yeah, Karen, definitely gotta be careful with that stuff, for sure. But so guys, there's also another thing I wanted to talk to you guys about that while I was gone happened is we want to honor Herschel Woody Williams. He's a West Virginia native. He was a Marine. I'm going to give you some information on him, but he just passed away a few days ago. So Herschel Woody Williams was born on a dairy farm in 1923 in Quiet Dell, West Virginia. He enlisted in the United States Marine Corps and served in the Battle of Iwo Jima with the 21st Marines, 3rd Marine Division. During the battle, Mr. Williams displayed valiant devotion to duty and service above self as he enabled his company to reach its objective. Mr. Williams' actions, commitment to his fellow service members, and heroism were recognized on October 5th, 1945, when he received the Congressional Medal of Honor from President Truman at the White House. Mr. Williams is the sole surviving Marine of World War II to wear the Medal of Honor. So it's we definitely missed out on. He's a great man. He's very well known in West Virginia here. I don't know if you guys have heard of him before, but definitely he's very well known here. So, hey, Morning Light, we'll see ya. Thanks for being here. I know there's still a lot of thunderstorms going on, so but I wanted to talk to you guys about who the man was and what he's done and has an impact in West Virginia. Hang on, guys. Sorry. But Mr. Williams' devotion to duty, service members, veterans, and their families began long before that battle and before he entered the Corps. As World War II began, Woody came into direct contact with families in his own community when he delivered Western Union telegrams informing the Gold Star families of the death of their loved one. Woody says that those experiences gave him a greater appreciation for life and an understanding of a difference in death in the normal world as expected in life, and those lost serving in the military for their country. He noted that consideration and recognition of the families of those lost in military service was very inadequate. This observation and his personal commitment to veterans and their families brought about the creation of the Woody Williams Foundation. So he created this, because he loved, his fellow servicemen and women and all their families. The activities of this foundation allow Mr. Williams to continue his devotion and commitment to those who have served and the Gold Star families who have lost loved ones to that service above self. Just a few more facts about him. To date, Woody and his foundation are responsible for establishing 104 Gold Star families memorial monuments across the United States, with more than 71 additional monuments underway in 50 states and 1 U.S. territory. The foundation continues to grow its reach by being involved in multiple initiatives across the country. But Mr. Williams began his military career with a commitment to country, service members, veterans, and families. He continues that commitment through his active engagement with local communities and recognizing and commemorating. Excuse me, I can't even say it right now. Oh my gosh, commemorating. I don't know why I had a hard time saying that. Sorry, guys. The service and devotion to duty of our servicemen and women. So, guys, this is a great veteran. Sorry, I can't believe I butchered that. But he's a great vet. He's done a lot for West Virginia. Some other facts about him: following the war, Woody worked for the Department of Veterans Affairs for 33 years as a Veterans Service representative, allowing him to continue serving veterans and their families. He retired after serving 20 years in the Marine Corps and the Marine Corps Reserves. He served as a commandant of the Veterans Nursing Home in Barboursville, West Virginia, for nearly 10 years, helping veterans who are often in their last years of life. I mean, the reason why I bring him up, because he's not only just a great man, but he is a great he's the best representation of many other men in his generation. And to lose him is truly it's a huge blow to us, but we honor him with the greatest honors. And I know he's being served well up in heaven, and I just want to say, pray, send the prayers to his family, loved ones, because I know he's going to be greatly missed. And even though he doesn't know all of us, we all miss him and everyone who fought for our freedoms. I mean, this is this really hits you in the feels, So it's definitely, I wanted to make a point to bring him along. So there's so much, I can't even go into all of it, but this man, just look him up if you guys want some more additional information on him. He truly is, an honorable man that, we couldn't praise him enough. So definitely he had a huge impact here in West Virginia. And he was serving on the Governor's Military Advisory Board here in the state of West Virginia up until he passed away. So that's huge, And he also has in 2018, I believe it was Huntington, West Virginia, the VA Medical Center near Woody's home here in West Virginia was renamed in his honor. The Herschel Woody Williams VA Medical Center has been improving the health of men and women who have so proudly served our nation since 1932. So they renamed the VA Medical Center after him. And he was originally from Fairmont, West Virginia, which is in too far from me. So definitely this man is. I wish I got a chance to meet him. Those guys, those are the ones we need to be looking up to, and we owe it to them to keep this great nation from faltering and having being destroyed. So just want to give a salute to that man and his family and everyone who has served, and it just we lost a great one. So that is, I wish I got a chance to meet him, because what an honor it would be. So definitely. So guys, on that note, we're going to be ending the live stream here in a minute. If you guys haven't already smashed the like button, please do. If you guys haven't hit me up on Twitter yet, check it out. I definitely, if I ever lose YouTube, I still have my Twitter and my Facebook, so you guys can follow me there, and we'll go from there. But definitely wanted to talk to you guys tonight about what happened with me, and I wanted to bring up this great man that serves, shows that what we need to be. And but let's see here. What quick question before we go. What are you guys doing for the 4th of July? For us, we're going to be yeah, you definitely, if you read up on it, it'll get your blood boiling. And the thing is too, is you can't ask questions. And if you object to them trying to search you, you will be, they will send you packing. So Let's see here. But what do you guys think? I know Angry Homestead. I'm hoping it all works out for you. That's awesome. So, yep, guys. So we're gonna end the live stream here. I appreciate you guys being here, taking the time out of your weekend, and definitely appreciate you. Definitely keep your tanks full. Who knows what the prices will be tomorrow? Make sure you guys take time for yourselves. It's very stressful trying to do everything. So, yeah. So I appreciate you guys being here. You guys have a great night. We'll do another live stream soon. I got some videos I want to put out, so I'm going to be working on that. So if you guys follow me on Twitter, that's where I usually put all my updates. So you guys can follow me on there. So, but yeah, guys, stay safe. Just find ways to beat the system. And when I say beat the system, I mean find ways to help you get away from being dependent on the system. Pay off your homes, pay off any debt. If you guys lose your jobs, it's find ways to help keep the wealth that you have. Whether you're home, if you're renting, try to better off you guys yourself. Try to make you guys get ahead. So that's what I'm working on right now. I'm trying to better myself, and it's going to take a few months to get where I need to be, but I'm working on it. So you guys keep following me. I'll keep sending out videos, and I'll show you what I'm doing. And when we get there, that's gonna be the best part, is when we actually get there. And if you guys stick with me, make sure you guys are subscribed, smash that like button, and punch YouTube in the face by hitting that smashing that like button. I'm telling you, they don't like pushing this. They don't push out notifications. We have 1,200 subscribers, or 1,200 something, and less than 50 people are getting notifications when it comes to the analytics. So definitely helps when you guys smash that like button. I appreciate it. You guys are the best. You guys, happy 4th of July. Make sure you guys, definitely throw some fireworks in the air, or any type of, do something that allows you to be free. Okay. We'll just put it that way. So you guys have a great 4th. If you guys need anything, just send me an email, northernprepper1@protonmail.com, and I'll see you guys next time. Later, guys. MP1 out.